Okay, gents, today I want to talk about 10 negative habits that I see a lot of men engage in. Of course, there are more than 10, but today I want to talk about 10 which came to mind. The first one being interrupting others when they speak. As a distinguished, well-mannered gentleman, when you are in a conversation either with one person or with several people, whoever is speaking in that moment, you let them say what they have to say. Even if you're in a debate. Because if you're the kind of person that is talking over somebody else, A, it's rude to do that because you're not allowing the other person to articulate himself. And B, you're not going to be able to come up with a good response if you don't even hear what they're saying. So you've got to be classy. Right? And even in a more casual setting, you're out with your friends, you're in a restaurant, someone's speaking about something that happened, don't talk over him. Let him finish. Because it will irritate people. It will irritate the person that you've interrupted, but also the others that are sat around the table. They're going to look at you like, bro, just let the guy finish, man. Let him say what he has to say. Okay? It's a very feminine thing to do as well. To be over talking. Interrupting somebody else. Your turn will come. Wait. Okay? The second thing, which I see a lot of men, engage in, is giving a pathetically weak handshake. This irritates the hell out of me. Right? You meet somebody, you go in to shake their hand, and they just give you a really floppy hand. It's like, oh, bro, what are you doing, man? It's like you've just picked up a floppy fish. What's going on there? Put some horsepower into your handshake. I feel disgusted after it. It's like, ugh, I need to fucking chop off my hand now. It's disgusting. Put some power into your handshakes, gentlemen. It sets a good first impression. I'm not saying grab another man's hand and just crush it. No. But put some more power into it, man. Hi, nice to meet you. Good eye contact. A firm handshake goes a long way. You know what? This is a good kid right here. Or you know what? I respect that man. Okay, and look, if you're out and about, let's just say you're walking on the street and you walk past a shop and there's a security guy outside and he looks at you, for example, and smiles. Like, oh, hi, how you doing, man? And go in for a handshake. Even things like that. It doesn't have to be done in a formal setting, in a board meeting, in a private gala dinner. No. Extend a hand as well to people that have regular jobs. If they make eye contact with you and they smile at you or they say hi to you, like, hi, how you doing, man? Nice to meet you. Yesterday I was walking home and there was a guy changing his brake pads and brake discs. He had like a 2001 BMW 5 Series. I was like, oh, nice car, man. And we had a chat. And then of course, before I left, I said, pleasure to meet you, man, after I got his name. Always ask for somebody's name as well. Don't just be like, oh, nice to meet you. You don't even know who this person's name is. So next time you see him, you're like, oh, hi, Guy, Jeff, whatever. You're going to look like an idiot. It's not that you're going to remember every person's name, but try to the best of your ability to remember everyone's name. Because it makes people feel seen. So many people are walked past every single day. They feel invisible to society. So when you walk past someone, let's say the neighborhood homeless guy, right? Or the security guy that works in your building or whatever, barely anybody will ever ask him what his name is. Especially the homeless guy. People walk right past. But even security guys, most people just say, hi, can you do this for me? Or hi, I need you to come and help. But nobody ever says, oh, what's your name? Right? And then greets them with their name as well. Oh, hi, David, how you doing, man? You okay? It makes people feel seen. And especially men. A lot of men just feel extremely lonely and left out. And they don't feel important as well. They feel like maybe it's just because of the job I'm doing. Maybe the job I'm doing is pathetic and nobody respects me. When it's not that. As long as what you're doing is moral, legal, and ethical, it's got nothing to do with the job, right? It's just, unfortunately, there's so many men today that have lost, the ability just to be a decent human being and greet other people and make them feel seen. Okay. Number 3, the third negative habit that I see a lot of men do is talking loudly in public. Now, look, I'm a big believer in acclimatize to the environment that you're in. Especially when you go to a foreign country, you're in a city you've never been to before, different cultures, traditions. Don't go in there with your loud ass voice, attracting attention, which is never positive. When you're going somewhere, around people you've never been around and you're being too loud and brash, it pisses people off. It's like the locals are like, oh, here we go again with the tourists, right? No, I don't want to single out a particular ethnicity or a particular group of people, but there are certain people that often travel to countries and just cause mayhem, okay, which I find extremely disrespectful. Some people go to Thailand and piss off the locals there. Some people go to, parts of, let's say, villages in Spain or Portugal, and, they're not in tune with what's going on there and the people and the environment. They just come in there loudly, attracting unwanted attention. And it can often lead to significant consequences as well. Some people don't fuck around, right? If you piss them off, they will do something. As the old saying goes, fuck around and find out, okay? The fourth negative habit is looking at your phone whilst someone is talking. I don't like this. I don't like seeing people on their phones when someone's speaking to them. It actually annoys me. Like, I'll see a dad out with his son in a restaurant, and the dad's just sat there like, yeah, and then he's talking and the son's just on his phone. Like, that's sad, because the reality is you're probably only going to spend an hour or two with your dad in that moment, or, during that day. You're going to spend an hour or two with your dad in a cafe or a restaurant. Can you not be absent for an hour or two off your phone to speak with your own father, who probably has a lot of great things he wants to share with you? Can you not put your phone away? I don't get this absolute addiction. When I'm out with my friends or with my own family, especially my parents, the phone goes down. Okay, when I see that my mum, for example, is telling me something and, she's smiling, recalling a story or something that happened to her, man, I just love seeing like the innocence, and I love seeing the enthusiasm and the passion in her eyes when she's telling me a story. Same thing with my dad, when he's sharing something of value, man, I take it seriously, and I'm sitting there like, oh, be present in that moment, because there will come a time in your life where you won't have them anymore, which is the sad reality. We are all on borrowed time. So you don't want to be recalling moments in the past where they were there next to you laughing, but you weren't paying attention. You were just on your phone like an anti-social fuckface. Okay, and when you're with your spouse, the same applies. If your woman is talking to you about something that happened, don't be on your phone. Okay? Be present. I know sometimes you're not in the mood to have a conversation. I get it. We're human beings, and you're not always going to feel like, yeah, tell me about it, but for the sake of being there for her and acknowledging her feelings, put your phone away. Put your phone away. Listen to what she has to say. Oftentimes, all you got to do is listen. You don't have to offer a solution to her. In most cases, when a woman is talking to you about something and maybe she's frustrated, she's not looking for a solution. She just wants you to be present and listen. Okay? So put your phone away when you're out with the people that you love and the people that you care about. Be present in the moment. Look up. Even when you go to a place that is beautiful, don't just immediately open your camera roll. Take in the beautiful environment. Watch the river flow. Listen to the water. When you go to a stadium, don't be on your phone recording every minute of the football game or whatever. Of course, people want to catch the penalty, or they want to catch a goal or something. I get that. But you can just say to people, I was there. That's enough. I was there. I was present. I don't need to have loads of videos on my phone. Okay? I know it's a way to store memories now, but we're losing this ability just to be present. We're losing that in today's age. You know, now a lot of people feel sad when they don't have a picture or a video. But don't be sad. You were there. It's in here now. That memory is recorded in your own brain. Okay? It was still a real experience. Just because you didn't record it, it doesn't mean it didn't exist. Okay? The next negative habit that I see a lot of guys do, and this one actually really frustrates me. This one really frustrates me, is failing to introduce people properly. Okay? Let's say you're out with one of your boys and you meet one of your other boys as you're walking somewhere. Don't be that guy who just starts talking with the person you've just met, with the friend of yours, and ignore the other friend. You know, the other friend is probably just going to be like on his phone just to avoid being in an awkward sort of encounter. Don't be that guy that just starts talking and just ignores the friend that was right next to you. Don't be that guy. Introduce the friend that you were with, that you were walking with, to the person that you've just bumped into. Oh, hi, I'd like you to meet my friend John. John, this is Mark. You know, I've known him since high school, you know, good friend of mine. We're just out for a walk right now, enjoying the weather. You know, the person that, you know, you went out with will really respect that. But it's so damn disrespectful when you're out with one of your friends, you bump into someone and you don't introduce them. It's so disrespectful. You just let that person stand there awkwardly. Now, if I'm ever the person that's being bumped into, let's say I'm walking by myself and I see two friends and one of them starts speaking to me, or the person I know, how you doing? I'll always speak to the other person as well. I won't leave the other person out of the conversation because I know it's awkward, especially if they don't know me, right? But I still extend my hand, firm handshake. Nice to meet you. I'm this guy's friend. Good to see you guys. And also know when to leave as well. Don't be the guy that's standing for 15 minutes talking to somebody you've just bumped into when you've got the other person right next to you that you've got plans with or that you were going out with. Have some respect. Tell them, listen, I'd love to catch up. I'm out with my mate right now. I'll catch you later and I'll give you a call later. And then go swiftly. Right? That's the respectful thing to do. Don't leave that person standing there for 20 minutes whilst you have a proper catch up with someone. No. Okay? Introduce them both together. Have a quick 1 minute catch up. Hope the kids are well. Kiss the dog for me. And then that's it. Off you go. But when you fail to introduce people to each other, you lack complete etiquette and respect. Honestly. And the person that you're with that, you know, went out with you to begin with will lose respect for you as well, 100%. They won't tell you that, but they will. They'll be like, what an idiot, man. I'm never going out. It will make them less likely to want to go out with you because they'll know you'll just do that again. Right? So introduce people to each other when you're going out. Okay, a well-mannered man, I want you to think of it this way, bridges social gaps. Okay, that's what it is. You're bridging a social gap. These two guys don't know each other, you introduce them. Right? Hi, this is John. John, this is Mark. That's it. Good friend of mine since high school. This guy I go to the gym with. You know, that's it. And you never know. You know, they might end up getting on as well. You know, when they see each other out in public again when you're not there, they'll be like, oh, how you doing, man? Right? That's what men need more of. The next negative habit that I see a lot of guys do is, once again, it falls back to not being aware of the context that you're in. You know, people that overswear. Now, I want to say overswear because I swear. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm not perfect in that regards, especially when I'm passionate about something. I go, right, fuck boy, come here, fuck face. Right? I tend to swear sometimes when I'm passionate. However, if I'm in a professional setting, a professional board meeting or something, I'm aware of my language. So I won't use profanity just to get my point across. You can put your point across in a way that is professional, but is also very respectable. Okay? Now, of course, if it's your own company or the CEO, you can swear as much as you want if you want to, but When you over swear, when every 2-3 words it's fuck, 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 it makes you look low IQ. I will say that. It does. Because it means that you can't really articulate yourself in a way that's passionate, in a way that's understood without being vulgar. Okay? So don't overuse these words. Of course, everything depends on context. You know, you might not be swearing at somebody, but even if you're talking about your business and every 2 or 3 words it's fuck, 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 you know, it will start annoying people. Okay? The next negative habit, which I see a lot of men do, is being late. There's nothing that pisses me off more than somebody who's late without any valid excuse for being late as well. Right? They show up. Sorry, man, I got a call. It's like a complete disregard for your time. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Now, look, if it happens once every now and then, every 6 months or whatever, somebody was late, okay. But if every time you organize something with somebody, they're late, they don't respect your time, bottom line. And the issue is you haven't checked them on it. Now, a lot of you guys are afraid of being seen as like the butthurt friend or too emotional or whatever. But that's not what happens when you set boundaries. When you set boundaries, you gain respect from people because they know his time is valuable. I can't keep showing up late. Let me leave early. It's the respectful thing to do. If you had a job interview, you wouldn't show up late. Now, I know that going out to the pub or going to a restaurant isn't the same as having a job interview. A lot more's on the line, okay, if it's a job interview. However, if you're a man who is well-mannered and was raised right, you will still respect your friend's time, even if it's a casual encounter that you're going to be having with them or a more relaxed social encounter. You'll still be like, you know what, I'll be there. I said 5, I'm going to be there at 5. Your word means something. When you're a man that is punctual, people respect your words. When you're somebody that's like, I'll be there at 6, and then you show up 7:30, people don't respect you. They know your words mean shit. And even if you were to ever bring up a business idea to them or something, they won't take you seriously because you're like, there's a saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you're always late to shit, the likelihood is you've probably got a dirty apartment, right? You never really clean it. You'll say, I'll do it next week, right? You got an appointment with a dentist, you're late to the dentist, you're late to so many different things. And some people say, well, it's not personal. It is. It is personal because every time I tell you to be there at this time, you're late. That's personal. That shows a complete disregard for my time. So check your friends, you know, and if they want to be butthurt about it, they can be. Now, I always will say that when it comes to disrespect, check it early. You know, right now you might have the issue, if your friends are always late to you, you might have the issue of them being like, bro, I'm always late. You get over it or something, right? But don't just get over it. Be like, bro, listen, I got things to do. And genuinely, it's true. You know, the reason why I dislike someone that's late, even in a social setting, is because I've got other things I need to be doing. I've got coaching calls I need to be doing, meetings with clients. I've got my community that I host on school, which, by the way, check out. Click the link down in the description below if you want to improve your communication, your style, your confidence. We talk about a lot of things, including what I'm talking about today as well, etiquette, manners, how to conduct yourself as a man. So check that out. But I have a lot of things I need to do. The gym, spending time with my own family. So for someone to show up 2 hours later than I said, or an hour even later, means that my other things are going to take a hit as well, which I don't want to do. So what I started doing when this was, you know, I'm talking a while back now because I don't tolerate it now, right? And I'm not that strict guy that you can't be friends with. No. I like to have fun. I like to socialize. But if you're going to be an hour and a half late, you're taking the piss. I've got shit I need to do. Now, if you've got nothing to do all week or all evening but jacking off all over yourself, maybe you can afford to hang around and wait and smoke weed or whatever, which you should never do. Okay, but if you're a man who respects his time because he's got things to do, you will not sit around and wait. So the way you show people that you're not going to take that anymore is leave. Let's say your boy shows up an hour and a half late. You're not there. And he's going to be thinking, bro, where are you? You were late. I went home. I have things I need to do. Right? So be punctual, man. Be early as well. You know, this whole on time, I don't like that phrase as well, on time. If someone says 5, you're there bang on 5. No, be there earlier. If there's ever something that you need to prepare, you've got time to prepare it without really panicking. Oh crap, I forgot this. Oh shit. You're there early, you know where to park, you know where to go, right? So go there early. I'm not saying an hour early, but 10, 15 minutes early, and sit there and wait there, and The next negative habit that I see a lot of guys do is acting in an anxious way around women, which can be broken down into over pursuing, because you're worried that she's not reciprocating the same interest, so you get nervous. Oh, does she not like me? So you start double texting, you start calling, missed calls and stuff. That is pathetic. And it happens so often. It's a pandemic, in my opinion. That's really one of the biggest reasons for breakups, is men panicking, men getting anxious because they're not feeling like that person's into them. So they start engaging in destructive, self-sabotaging habits, activities, right? Things that the relationship starts to break down because of their fear. When you fear that someone will leave you, they will. And the reason why they will is because you'll start acting in a different way, right? If you're a guy and you say things like, oh, are you going to leave me for someone else? She's going to think, why is he thinking that? Why is he worried about what another man may say to me or whatever? I'm with him. Is he not confident in himself? Does he not believe in his ability to lead? Should I be concerned? And that's when cracks start appearing in the relationship. As a man, you should know that you're the real deal. Yes, of course she's with me. Not in an arrogant way, but in a way that's like, yeah, I believe in myself. I know what I can offer. I'm a fun guy to be around. I like nice things. I want to bring her along with me. She's going to enjoy her time with me. Not, well, is this place nicer than the place the last person took her to? And that anxious, overthinking mindset, which just completely fucks up the interaction that you have and destroys any sexual chemistry with this woman. She will think this man is not sure of himself. Maybe he's not the best that I can do. Not because she won't leave you just because you're fearful that she'll leave. No, it's because of the actions that you will start to take. You won't be acting like a confident man. Okay? The next negative habit that I see a lot of men do is bragging or one-upping each other. And especially when women are around. I mean, that's so embarrassing to see. This happens usually when guys are younger, but I'll be honest, there's guys in their late 20s, early 30s that are still doing this childish shit. One of your boys likes this girl, and a conversation unfolds between maybe a group of people, whatever. Your boy says something, maybe he talked about, oh yeah, I just recently got a job in this place. And then the girl's like, oh nice, what do you do? And he says what he does, and then you want to one up him. Oh no, he's got this, I do that. He only works here, I work there, Whatever the conversation may be about, but the idea of one-upping, like, nah, you haven't done much. Me, on the other hand, I'm this. Nobody likes that guy. Don't ever be that guy. Bro code 101. Don't one-up your boy in front of other people. If you want to troll him when it's just you and him, fine. But when you're around other people, you do not mock your friend. That is a cowardly and spineless thing to do. And it will make you untrustworthy. You will lose good friends, valuable friends, as a result of this pathetic habit of yours. Encourage your brother. Support your brother. Right? Especially if you know that, for example, he's next to a woman he really likes. Bro code 101. Big up your brother. Make him appear better than he is. Let me tell you about this guy right here. This guy, that's how it should be, man. You support your bro. Abundance mindset. Don't ever try and go after a girl that one of your boys wants because you want her as well. No, if you know he likes her, that's it. Back off, man. Right? Back off. Don't try and sabotage something that he wants. That's a scarcity mindset. Okay? And last but not least, the last negative habit that I see a lot of men do is completely neglect Their hygiene and grooming is disgusting. You know, I'm talking about they smell bad. Their nails they have claws, not nails, claws. They have a complete disregard for their appearance. And that comes from low self-esteem. Honestly, that really does. They might mask it as, I don't really care about people's opinions. No, you don't like yourself very much. If you do, you'll dress well. If you do, you'll smell nice. You'll carry yourself in a confident manner. You will groom your beard and your hair. Right? Self-esteem. When you dress well, you get a dose of self-esteem, a boost, because you view yourself highly. And as a result of you viewing yourself highly, other people will view you highly as well. This is a man that we need to be around. You know, this suit always gets compliments. This lavender or lilac, whatever you want to call it, suit. People love it, right? And I don't wear nice things for people, but I wear it for myself, but people notice. Oh, lovely suit. That's incredible. This, you know, people will say things. When you take care of yourself, people notice. And they admire that because it's a dying art in 2025. People taking care of the way that they look, the way that they dress. It's not happening that often anymore. And they will disguise it as, I don't care about people's opinions. Fuck their opinions. Or, you know, I'm just trying to be comfortable. Or whatever, bullshit excuses. No. You lack self-esteem. And I'm not saying you have to wear a three-piece every day, by the way. Style is subjective. There are things that you can do, you know, that are timeless, such as a nice suit, a nice blazer, you know, knowing how to color coordinate. I talk all about this in my community. Every Sunday we have a call called Soup Sunday, where we talk about how you can dress nicely. You can, of course, you can smell nice, fragrances, how to build your collection, where to find the nice fragrances, all those things we talk about in the community. But that's what I wanted to end on. Neglecting hygiene and grooming. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you haven't joined the community yet, I don't know what you're doing. Make sure you jump inside, guys. 3 live calls every single week. We've got 19 members in the community right now. Great guys, international. We've got people in Morocco, Mexico, Singapore, Germany, everywhere, you name it. So make sure you join, connect with the other guys as well, top guys. And I'll see you guys in the next call. Take care.